What's going on, traders? Hope everybody had a great start to the week. It is Monday, August 28th, and we'll be doing an analysis today of the E-mini S&P 500 index futures, and we'll be going over some areas where we may want to engage the market, manage our risk, and see what may be in store for tomorrow, the 29th of August. But before we get into it, wanted to thank my subscribers and loyal listeners for taking the time every single day and joining me while we try to navigate these markets. Really means a lot to me. And if you are enjoying the daily plans and the content, it would also be awesome. Subscribe to the channel, smash that like button, make sure you've got the notification button turned on so that way you are alerted every time that I post new updates about trading and the markets. All right, so with that being said, let's get into it. All right, so the bulls have continued the push higher here. We had made a low here on the 18th and then put in a higher low, still holding above the 43.70 and now pushing out of this this kind of balance zone here, and we opened up today above 44.14 and a half and saw a nice push to the upside. Now we are trading right around 44.30, 44.43 and 3/4. But overall, just kind of an up and down day, trading about a 20-point range. So there still were some nice opportunities for the bulls and the bears on both sides today. So let's see what we could potentially get tomorrow. Now, we have to keep in the back of our mind the old adage, a turnaround Tuesday. So are we going to continue rallying up, or will we see some more downside again, maybe to put in another lower high? That's one potentiality that I might be looking at tomorrow if we do sell down. But in actuality, just here on the bigger picture, we just actually end up, maybe only tapping 4,400. 4,400, yeah, and then continuing up from there into the end of the week. But let's see. Got a couple of different views here. Now, the obvious thing is, of course, this head and shoulders type pattern that we have to watch, but really it is not valid unless the neckline breaks, and that neckline is going to be really only if we get under this. Oh, I don't know why this actually went like this. This neckline breaks right here. So we could trade back up into this area. We'll see, but either way, head and shoulders doesn't mean anything to me unless we see this actually break down. Another way we could look at this, and I'm going to take off these drawings really quickly. Another way that we could view this. Now, I think this is also a worth kind of looking at. Your eyes are going to see what you want to see, right? We had that potential head and shoulders, but we also could make this argument. Getting a bit of compression here on the daily, and we get tighter, and then we either go pop up or it fails and we go down. So, the wedge or symmetrical triangle usually is about a 50-50 most times. So you don't really know which way it's going to break. One encouraging thing for the bulls is that we did close about 10 points over the daily 9, so that is good, but we are still trading below the 20 and 50 here. So they are bulls are by no means out of the water yet, but definitely seeing some more nice shift in that momentum here on the daily chart from our overbought and oversold levels. So that is also encouraging. All right, let's just take a look at one more macro chart, and then we will see about what we could potentially be looking for tomorrow. Let's look into, okay, no, not this one. Let's look into this one. All right. So right now we are just hanging out here, but nice push. Obviously, this green candle, we ended up closing green today. I think SPY was up about $1.79, and we finished positive about 0.63%. So definitely a green day today in the markets. Apple was pretty strong and really helping the market out. But let's see here. The biggest thing that we want to hold for the bulls, is going to be certainly this 44.30 area. That's going to be really key. This pivot here, as long as bulls can hold on to that, I think we still have an opportunity for higher prices, but we can't get too comfortable on the bullish side because we do have this next pivot up here in the 44.60s right just above. So it can be, I don't know if we're going to come up tomorrow and then head down, or if we're going to sell into this and then head back up and then reject here. It's quite possible that we see continued price action that just trades in a range tomorrow, but that's really anyone's guess. Of course, we just take it level to level and then react accordingly. All right, not too much else I wanted to go over on this chart. Let's take a quick look at our day trading fibs here, and then we'll get into our balance zones and close it out nice and quick today. All right, so we were talking here, the immediate support certainly is going to be, of course, that whole number at 44.40. But we were talking about that 44.30 area. Definitely need to hold that. You can see here, we had a nice consolidation overnight on Sunday, and then kind of did a bit of flag formation, and then we had a nice pop, and you can see, this really tricky price action. And just let me get out here just so we can kind of really just illustrate this, but it should be pretty self-evident here of the kind of trading conditions that we were dealing with today. More or less just a range day, and you can see here just boom, 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 boom. I was actually able to catch this short down here, and I caught a long here for this move. So that was it was actually a nice day on futures for me. I did actually take a long pretty much right in this area, but I got caught and stopped out on that knife. But that's how it goes sometimes. But if we have this balance zone right here, and we're going to go over obviously some bigger ones here in a moment, but if we're going to just go by today's intraday range, if you cut it here in half, and that's going to pretty much give us that 30 area. And I really would say, hold on, let's go. What is this opening? Yeah, so I'm going to really say that 35 is going to be the main thing that we're going to want to see hold. And then if the 35s break, that last line is going to be in that 44.20 area for me. So I'll keep an eye on that. But you can see just this up down price action today. But still a decent range though. I mean, it's can definitely make some money in that range. All right, let's take a quick look at some balances and some things we're going to be looking at tomorrow. So as I was mentioning here, as long as 44.40 holds, and now we got 44.35 area, as long as that holds, bulls still have a chance for higher prices. But as I was mentioning on the other daily chart that we were looking at, it's kind of a tough spot, because if we zoom out here, you're going to see now here, this is when we had this rally for last week before we saw that sharp sell-off on Thursday. But we've got these we've got the potential, and you can see right here where we stopped, the back test of this trend line. So we still have to deal with that coming into tomorrow, and depending on what time of the day we do trade into that, it could be anywhere from, well, I don't think it's going to be in the 50s, but we might get a test up here in the 60s, an area where one could potentially consider a direct short or a look above and fail type setup. So let's watch out for that. But you can see really how nicely on the back test today of that trend line that we hit it, and we could not get over right there, right? So, but if we do start losing, the 44.17, I would watch out. You probably could get maybe a 10 point or a 7 point move down back into, let me just go into the fibs here. It's going to be probably 44.10 area. Yep, see, it's going to bring us down here into the 44.10, 11 area. And I'll be careful. I might still consider a long. I mean, this 25 20 area has been tested quite a few times today, so could be a little bit more likely to break. But I still will maintain a little bit more of a bullish bias as long as really we can still hold over 44.10 under that and get a little bit more short bias. But that doesn't mean that I might not, try or think about trying that potential short trade idea if we do start trading up into the 44.60s. That definitely is something that I would potentially consider. However, if we do start to get over the 44.60s, I'd be looking to see if we can trade back up into this next part of the balance, and that's going to take us up into 44. 44, 70, and then 76 and 80. So up and then this next area of the balance, if we do, and that's a big if, we trade and get back above 44.60. So that's kind of the areas I'll be looking for up into this area here. So, but what do the bears want to see, right? All right, the bears want to get back under that 44.35. Breaking under that, probably going to lead us back down into the 44.20s, 44.17 area in this half gap. That gives up, then we're going to be looking for 44.10. 44.10 gives up, all right, then we're probably going to be heading down into this lower part of the balance at 4400 and then 4493. And that's really going to be the area where, and it doesn't mean that, again, I'm going to be buying the dip right here, but this is going to be really my last stop for the bulls, breaking back under and accepting back under 43.93, and in my opinion, likely to see more selling come into the issue down into the 80s and potentially into the 70s. So that's what I would be looking at for the shorts. But as I was saying before, I will still pretty much maintain looking at buying the dip until really, this 44.10 area gives up. But we'll have to see, obviously, what the rest of the market is doing. If the rest of the market's looking really, really weak and breadth is, negative, I'd be a little bit less, likely or more cautious putting on any real size coming into especially the 44.20s because it has been tested here so many times. I might be a little bit more interested in the 44.10 and then, down here at this bottom balance in the 90s. That would probably be the last spot. And if we are selling, and for some reason we open up, under 44.17, maybe I'd wait for a back test to reshort and see if we can get down to this area, but I probably would end up trying a short down in this zone. So we'll see what we get though. Either way, let's just take it easy tomorrow, one more day, and then we'll really, I think, have a sense of what the markets want to do. Will we get another chop day? It's anybody's guess, but really these bulls need to get over that 44.50 and get back over this trend line, and that's going to lead us for the bigger move up into the 60s. Once we get over the 60s, then we can really see some momentum for the bulls. Yeah, let's see what we get. The daily 50 sitting right at that 44.50, so there's pretty much a nice confluence there with the daily 20 and 50. So they're both basically kind of right all in that zone. So it'll be interesting to see how price reacts when we get up in there, if we do tomorrow. All right, gang. I hope you have found this helpful, and I wish you the best of luck tomorrow in your trading. Remember, a prepared trader is a profitable trader. Plan that trade and trade your plan. I'll see you guys on the other side. Take care and have a good night.